Hello everybody and welcome to Creeper World Ix. This is one of the few demos that I really wanted to look at from the Next Fest that just happened. Creeper World is a very long-running franchise of solo-developed RTS games, or RTS-ish games. They're kind of like if you took RTS games and mashed them together with tower defense so hard that you couldn't really tell that one from the other anymore, but they are kind of like the anti-RTS game in a way. As somebody who loves RTS games and that kind of strategy, it is difficult for me to play games like StarCraft, just as an example, because they require a lot of micromanagement, a lot of spatial awareness of the gameplay screen, whereas these games are very focused on turtling, defensive play, and focusing on a small number of units in a very small space, usually. Sometimes the maps can get pretty expansive, but generally it's pretty easy to focus on what's going on. They also have active pause and are just playing against an enemy. But over the years, Creeper World has had various spin-offs, and this is one of those. It's taking the ideas of Creeper World, fighting back against walls of liquid, and turning it into a sand game. If you ever played one of those games in your browser many a year ago, you might know what I'm talking about. So we're going to start off with an easier mission, and I'm going to show you the basics, and then we're going to jump into one of these bonus missions, which are a little bit more advanced, and we will talk about the gameplay. Now, this is just a demo, and they do want you to wishlist it on Steam, but I can tell you this, when this releases, I'll be playing it. Right off the bat, you're going to notice a bunch of icons on the screen, and everything's going to kind of look like a mess. And you're going to have to bear with me here, because there's going to be a lot of terminology thrown around. Essentially, we have these little robots here, and they want to kill me. We also have these little blue things here, which spawn evil thing, which we need to kill. It's going to spawn the creeper, which is a blue liquid, which we're going to have to fight back. This green stuff gives us energy. Energy is used to build your stuff. We also are going to have to get rid of creeper in here. I can also destroy and deform the terrain, but we'll get to that when we get there. Those of you familiar with the franchise will be like, well, this is different. And the way this works is instead of building your normal turrets in Creeper World, you're building ships. Now, these ships have very similar purposes to the turrets and honestly are pretty analogous to what they were in the previous games. However, you can fly them around, you're going to be building portals eventually, which I don't have in this particular level, and the economy is going to run very differently. So I'm just going to plop down our ship here, and as you can see up here in the top right, it is paused. There are many icons around the map. We have these little robots that want to kill us. There's this thingy here that's going to spawn blue creeper. We have various different materials. As you can see, we have this thing called unstable land, which is basically sand. It's going to collapse when you get to it. We've got various types of land. We've got lava and then, of course, water, which can make obsidian. And we also have this rock. There's also metal ores that will be in places that can actually create things like liquid glass and liquid metal if you get them to collide. These gems are upgrades that can be put into this menu. We do, of course, have the visibility controls to make certain things more obvious if you have issues keeping track of things. And, of course, there's the terraform controls up here, which we'll be talking about when we get to that. So let's just unpause the game and let our ship materialize here for a second. So as you can see, all the physics start kicking in. We begin immediately harvesting a surplus of ore, and I'm going to pause the game again. What we're going to do now is we're going to queue up some reactors. Now, these reactors are basically our power supply for the mothership, which is what the mothership is going to use to build our fleet. Now, we need to get a bunch of these. We need to get them built as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is as time goes by, they power up and produce more resources for us. While this stuff that we're mining right now is giving us an initial boost, that's not going to last forever. And that is a temporary addition. So we're just going to get as much of this stuff built as possible. And then we're going to start building ourselves some ships. Over here, we have this little sucker. This little sucker is outputting what is called ACOR, or anti-creeper, I think, is what that's called. These ships actually use that as a form of defense. They shoot it out and essentially knock back the blue creeper, if you will. Down here at the bottom, we can see that we do have quite a bit of creeper spawning, and there's also some what looks like to be water down here as well. So we're going to start by building, or not start, but the next ship we're going to build is this little guy here, the digger, because it's going to help us get some upgrades, which is going to be quite important. We are also going to toss this little guy over here as soon as we have access to it. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the digging controls. So if I left click on the map, I can click and drag and designate an area to be dug out. I can also hold down control to erase that area. And also, I can hold down tab to queue up a wall, and of course, I can erase the wall. Now, the walls that we build, we can shoot through, but the enemies can't. So what I want is I want this gem, and I want this gem. Now, in order for us to be able to get to it, we need a direct line to it, and the mothership needs to be able to send out particles to it to be able to collect the gems. So let's unpause the game and see how things go. And very quickly, we're going to start seeing this little ship get constructed, who's then going to immediately begin assisting us. While that's all running, I'm going to place some more reactors. And our little digger is mining out that gem. And then we're going to zip over to this one and begin mining out that gem. As you can see, the little green particles are going down to collect the gem, and then we can upgrade several things. Now, keep in mind, when you place points into upgrades, you can reassign them to other things later. These levels are kind of like little puzzles, if you will. So let's just do range, because that's going to be useful in the immediate moment. So we're going to start building some attack vectors here, or some attack ships. We're going to get our little, I think they're gun ships, and then there's these cryons, which are like little rocket ships that shoot a little further. Different levels, you'll have different numbers of ships, and if you double-click on them, you can select all of the ship of one type. And then these makers, these anti-creeper launchers, they don't have as much range, so I'm just going to plop them up there. These guys, we're going to start moving. We're going to bring them up here. But as you can see, this unstable ground is now starting to leak the creeper out because the creeper managed to eat through it, which it does as time goes. And it doesn't appear that we were able to get this upgrade out, which is kind of unfortunate, actually. But fortunately enough, we do have some anti-creeper on this. I can bring these spherical ships down to start firing out the anti-creeper when it gets a little bit too close. Basically, what the anti-creeper does is it creates a little barrier, and that little barrier is then used to keep... it temporarily freezes the creeper is probably the best way to put it. You can actually see it down here, this little blue stuff. It temporarily freezes the creeper, which allows my ships to get some easy shots in, essentially giving us a little bit of an advantage. Now, we need to get rid of the source of this creeper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a nullifier. Now, the nullifier is going to take a little bit to construct, and you might actually want to just have these pre-built and close by. We're also, while we're at it, going to throw out the last two remaining reactors so that we have more power income coming in. So once this is built, it then needs to be powered up. Once it's powered up, we just need to give it a direct line of sight to this little guy right here, and then it is just going to nullify this source of creeper down here, which then we can fight back the remaining blue stuff and hopefully win the fight before things get a little bit gnarly here. Because this will overwhelm us, and you're always at the disadvantage in Creeper World until you start to, fend it back. Okay, so now that it's green, it's charged up, meaning I can probably just plop you down there a little further, move you down, allow you to take out that first creeper spawner, and from there, boom, sweet. So now we get a bunch of points, we get a bunch of XP, which is stuff that we can use later, and now we just need to fend back the rest of this, and it's just going to be a matter of time now. So over here in the speed controls, we can actually speed things up a little bit. So we're going to send the digger and the gunship over to this side, and we're going to mine this out, and we're going to try and get to this little ore spawner down here so that we can get a significantly larger amount of anti-creeper. I'm going to start building another nullifier over back there. Now that they've arrived, I'm actually just going to erase a little bit of this so that we don't get as much of this sand falling in here. It'll make my life a little bit easier. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to automatically send out the stuff that we need to get both that gem as well as this fancy ore stuff. Then we're going to grab this gem and begin digging down to this area right here. Okay, so all of that's done. I am going to leave this little gunship here just in case something goes wrong. And we're going to bring the digger over. I'm going to grab these ships on this side. We're going to move them over. Speed up time so we can get through this faster. All right, so we've eaten through that wall. Let's see how the ships do. And move the mothership just a little bit closer because it is the source of our resources here. We're going to send one of these anti-creeper ships over here to start pushing back this side a little bit. And this seems to be moving now as well. Okay, so now you can see the anti-creeper appearing on this stuff. It's this blue stuff, which just kind of like lands on the creeper and pushes it back a little bit. It's not a full nullification of it, but it does certainly help. Because this area is getting a little bit spicy, I'm actually going to build a shield across it. And I'm going to send these extra ships that aren't currently shooting at the other side over here, just so that we can have a stable line of defense here. Okay, so we're going to move you up as well. Begin pushing. Well, actually, let's throw the digger onto that side so it can just work on the wall as these ships move forward. It's a very slow push kind of game. And I find these games to be both massive time sinks and also kind of hypnotic to play, which is, I think, the reason I like them so much. Not the time sink side of it so much. I mean, that's just an added benefit if you happen to like a video game, but it's just genuinely kind of awesome to just, you know, have a game that you can just watch and watch cool things happen, because I like games that are that kind of satisfying. When ships die, you can just rebuild them, although it does cost resources and it does take time. So you might want to make sure that your ships don't die, if possible. Okay, so what I've done now is I've tried to dump all of this creeper down into this water so that we can get a chance to nullify it right here. There it goes. We just need a direct line of sight. Okay, let's actually just move it over a little bit because I think it's colliding with that. And boom, there it goes. So that's 2 down. Now we just have the last one that we need to nullify here. Just doing the big ol' click and drag. Just anybody who's got range in this tiny little entryway. We're also going to send you up top here, I think. And I'm also realizing that we may have a problem here. The creeper appears to have completely overwhelmed the mothership, which is bad. So I need to bring in another one, because currently we have absolutely no defenses really, and everything is exploding. So this is awful. Everything is bad, and I guess we're going to die now, maybe. Here's hoping we don't. I'm going to do my damnedest to try and recover this. We're pushing it all back, so I guess that's good. Let's see if we can just get some of this water to drain out. Oh, there we go. So what we needed to do to complete the mission is I needed to make line of sight between that and then the one in the middle here. I'm not actually sure. I guess it's got, oh, I see. Yeah, it's breeder liquid, this stuff. So when creeper touches this stuff, stuff appears. I didn't actually see because it was a very slightly different shade of blue, but not bad for a mission, a pretty easy one. Let's try something a little bit more complicated, shall we? So this is a mission I haven't actually completed yet. This is the bonus mission that is included in this level pack, I guess, in this demo. So here we have some other things, right? First thing we have is a C-bomb. A C-bomb, once it's built and completely constructed, you then move it into creeper and it explodes and creates a bunch of anti-creeper. And we also have some portals, which does exactly what you think it does. We also have these guys. Now, these guys every so often summon these big like static blobs, and the static blobs explode. And when they explode, they create a bunch of creeper. These ships completely negate them. However, if you don't have coil ships, you're kind of in trouble. So the last time I attempted this mission, I started over here. We did it okay, but I think I'm going to try starting up on top, just to make things a little bit different. So right off the bat, we're going to start off pretty similarly to the way I did last time. I'm just going to construct a whole bunch of these suckers. Now, we do have a anti-creeper spawn down here, but because I'm starting very far away from it, I won't be able to use it as effectively, so we're not going to worry about it so much. Once those reactors are done, I'm going to immediately construct not one, but 2 of these bigger ships here, because I need to be able to negate this guy. So we're going to get you done and you done. Now, the creeper is going to eat through all of this creeper damaged land. So I'm going to need to make a portal here, and I'm going to need to make a portal here. And then once those 2 portals are done, I'm going to immediately start summoning ships down here, because we're going to have a problem momentarily. I'm also going to build this ship and get this area digging so that we can get to that gem right there, because we are going to need that as well. As you can see, we now have the portal done, so I'm going to start building ships ASAP, as quick as possible. I'm also going to make some more reactors. So now we sit here and pray and hope that I didn't take too long to get things started, which I think I did. So we're instead going to move this. We're also going to move this, and here come those big blobs that I was referring to earlier. Fortunately, we were able to take them out in time, and I can begin moving my ships. The acid will collide and block the creeper, but it's not a, like, you know, one-size-fits-all, one-stop shop kind of situation. We are going to need more defenses on top of that. But the ships are going to begin shooting now, so here it goes. Now, like I said, these ones are the acid will eventually block it. So we have to be careful to not bury our ships and also keep this wall of acid back. This is getting a bit intense here. Let's just try and move our ships as I can, and maybe just make some new ones. Maybe we need to restart this. I think I may have goofed up. Something I'm trying to do very differently here is I'm trying to stop the tree from burning, which I did actually pull off. So that's going to give us a bit of an advantage here, at least initially, because I'm not going to have to worry about as much of the fire. I'm actually just going to pause and do this. Right, well, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's just plop a little portal in there and get a block made there and a block made there. We're going to start building these nullifiers, and we're going to start getting the ships built, because this is going to start eating through right now. We're also going to cancel these walls here. Just get the balls dealt with down there. Perfect, perfect. Let's start building creeper bombs. Let's get these gunships built. These little guys built. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through this wall right here once we have some more shields made, because this is going to slowly eat into here. And then instead of going for you first, we're going to go for this first. And I'm going to increase my fire rate. Let's go. So now that that's been nommed through, I throw in these two gunships down here. And I'm going to throw our first creeper bomb. As it's done, we're going to fire in a second one. Perfect. Which is going to throw a lot of anti-creeper down here, which is going to be very, very, very helpful. We got an anti-creeper ship into here. Which is just going to start shooting down here on the bottom side. Those ships are quite efficient. Can also just plop a portal up here and a portal up there, just to get resources around quicker. All right, well, let's start pushing back here on this side. Pushing back my shield ever so slightly. Let's get 3 more of these bombs done. Almost all of my ships have been built now. Okay, so once these are filled, we're just going to send them directly in. Shouldn't take them too much longer to get filled. And then we're going to begin a full frontal assault on this sucker once it's ready to go. Okay. Well, the wall's holding, mostly. It's a bad planet, a creeper planet, that's for sure. I'm gonna move these guys up. Let's just make sure everything is shooting. It looks like everything is shooting. Okay, they're full. Sending the first one in. And I'm going to send this gunship in as soon as it goes off. Boom, done. Okay, let's send the small guys in. Here's hoping they can begin pushing it back. Nope, that's not going to be effective. Good. Sorry, I tried. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut down this side. We're going to have to let it fall and go down. That's what we're going to need to do. Otherwise, it's going to break through, and then we're going to have problems immediately, like it is. And I'm going to move the mothership back up. Maybe not. Maybe we can just leave it. Okay, well, this is going to begin pushing this back, which is hopefully going to give us some leeway here. Problem is, it is going to begin flowing in the bottom, but fortunately we have all of this anti-creeper in here. And I can just plop you over there. Let's get another bomb made. Pretty much everything here is as good to go as it's going to be. We've got a bunch of anti-creeper up on that side. That's going to blow up and help us out down here. So because this area is now fully exposed, I should be able to just throw this in here and quickly... nope, too slow. Stop, turn around. So what I need to do is I need to get some anti-creeper. Uh-oh, geez, that's not good. Well, crap. Okay, so I need to save this, if at all possible. Probably by sending this ship down here and drowning this a little bit, and then rebuilding you. Sending you down onto a lower side to help deal with this, because I need all of this to keep mining, because if I run out of anti-creeper, we are done. Oopsies, that's the level. Okay, so I need to send a little ship down here, probably, whatever's fast and can move quickly. It's going to teleport up there and then just zip down and start pushing this back. Okay, those are done. Now I can pretty quickly here move you into here. Let's also get you moved over to there, just so that you can help mine that area out. There we go. We got the anti-creeper coming back. Sweet. We are no longer completely screwed, which is good. Speaking of anti-creeper, now that we have that, we're going to try and get you up here, because there actually is some space in the waves, because we've been able to drain it enough down into the bottom. Although, like I said, it is coming directly at us now, which isn't good. But here's hoping we can start to give ourselves a bit of an advantage here. I'm going to try and throw another portal up there so I can move ships up there quickly, or quicker, more like. Something just exploded. I didn't actually see what that was. Okay, must have been one of the bombs. Speaking of those, let's build 3 more of those. Or actually, it was probably the interdimensional static nonsense that comes from there. You're going to move into here a little bit, and also you're going to go down here and just help clear this out. And you're going to make sure that you keep on acquiring anti-creeper, because we really need the anti-creeper. Without the anti-creeper, we're in trouble. I'm going to try and move you over here, and going to try and get some more of these gunships up top. And also I'm going to send... I was going to say one of these up here, but nah, I think it's better to just keep them close by. Okay, so we are managing to make this creeper drain. Pushing through it. I'm going to try and get some of the anti-creeper down onto this side. Moving the ships down as well. Shift click, of course, lets you just select multiple ships nice and quickly. I don't think... Okay, I do have diggers on this side, but I need a more efficient one. So like I said, we just need to get these cubes, and we need line of sight on the cubes. Get some more upgrades here. So give us a second gem. Also going to send you down here, so we'll just get this once it becomes available. That's 2. Let's increase fire rate. As we just move everything up. We're going to bring you down here. And we're just going to start letting it fall. The acid will fall like sand in any sand game. These can also be killed, although I don't think they're mandatory to kill. Okay, let's send the anti-creeper down. We're going to throw some creeper bombs in. I don't know if you'll make it on that side, but if you don't, that's okay. Okay, so if I can get this to explode, then I can move you over here and nullify that. Not have to worry about the static nonsense. Can bring the gunships in. There we go. So now you're nullified. We've gotten rid of the static stuff. The interdimensional beings, I think they are in the game. Okay, we can move everybody down into here. And there we go. That's the mission complete. Got it done on the second try. And then, of course, you can actually exit, or you can just keep playing and completely 100% the map. Some of the maps will have, like, surprise endings or, like, bonus objectives just to increase your score and get more unlocks in the game. But yeah, that's Creeper World, and this is Creeper World Ix, the most recent addition to the monstrous, legendary, and incredible Creeper World franchise. A series of games that I will play every single installment whenever they come out for all eternity, because these games are perfect. Like, as ugly as some of the older entries are, and don't let the graphics, like, dissuade you too much, they are awesome. Trust me. Let's just push this back into nothing. And maybe even... Whoa, 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 whoa. I am not actually sure what just did a bunch... Something caused something to evaporate, which was bad for my... Maybe it was like... Maybe it's evaporating acid? Oh, yeah, God, it's got to be evaporating acid. Huh. That's fun. I love little things like that. And, like, sand games are something that, you know, you just don't see that much anymore. Because nobody really makes these types of games these days. Okay, well... Also going to move you down here. We're going to cut through this, blow these robots up, which just are suicide bombers, pretty simple. Bring this out. That's just a whole flood of anti-creeper. We're going to bring all of these ships over here, plop you over there. So this is probably the other way that you can win this level, is just free this right off the bat and then just have a massive advantage against the creeper, but we're just going to get you flowing down into the bottom. But that's Creeper World Ix. I hope that you enjoyed this first look. I look forward to streaming this game in its entirety once it releases, and honestly, anything Knucklecracker puts out, I will play, at least temporarily, and this time they've managed to blend two of my favorite things, Creeper World and sand games. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it. If you would like to see more videos by me, check out this YouTube channel. And also, check out my newsletter, where I post a weekly roundup of all of the content I have created. Links are down in the description. My newsletter can be found at blindIRL.com. BLINDIRL.com. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.